Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this. This is your Evolve 55 KocoSports. That's Sports. That's where the world goes to cacao show for combat sports. But it's okay to be a passionate fan and also pro wrestling. Done up 100% complete. Being said, it's your Evolve 5 review. The show that people want, but no one watches. Dude, that's so great. Like, from watch and review, so you don't even have to watch. Like, dude, I hope this one gets different. I hope you go out of your way and check out Evolve 55, because Evolve 55 was an absolute tremendous show. Make sure you put in the comments win, loss, or tie. Did you even watch the show? If not, thank you. I hope you learned something. So 55 was on the same night as the Royal Rumble, 4th of January 2015, and we kick things off with a fatal fight. I'm a huge advocate and a huge fan of 3 of these men. Well, actually, that's a lie. I put all 4 men over our previous 2 podcasts were on Evolve. I'm speechless. I'm emotionally verklempt. I'm mesmerized. I'm anything but happy right now that the mic just cut itself off like an absolute imbecile, a Nimrod, a sack of shit, a toilet, a wanker, what a word, wanker. And I'm not happy chappy. That disappointed me a lot. Anyway, as I was originally going to say, on the previous 2 podcasts, on the Evolve 53, the Evolve 54, and that's why we love being live, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I love being live. You can't edit this shit out. I did put over all 4 men, because obviously on the previous night, Jason Cade had a match with Coleman on Evolve 53, which I was a fan of Cade. Fred Yehai was part of the style round robin battle on night 2. He didn't win a single match. It's good to see him still in a match. He had All Eager Ethan Page, who lost to Tommaso Ciampa on Evolve 54 in a very good match. And at Evolve 53, he lost to PJ Black. Ethan Page is trying to go through the stage where he's trying to go from heel to babyface. Obviously, all of 2015, Ego Page was the big heel in the company against the babyface Johnny Gargano. And that was the big feud of 2015. Then you got Tony Nese, part of the Premier Athlete brand, which I'm a huge advocate for and a huge fan of all athletes involved. I mean, Caleb Conley, he's in a match against Tommaso Ciampa, very, very great match. And then you got Tony Nese, who he looks great. His promo skills are absolutely appalling, but they could be worked upon. That's why they have SoCal Val as manager. And in my opinion, SoCal Val is the best manager in all of pro wrestling. And that's not a joke, by a landslide. Like some people say, Heyman, when it comes to being a heel, there is no one who gets under your skin as much as SoCal Val, because she's very good at her job and she's very attractive at the same time, so she gets bonus points. Swig a drink for the working man. Oh, that stuff is strong. Anyway, some great spots in this. This is basically a spot fest, you can imagine. Nese hits a triangle moonsault outside to in. Cade then hits a suicide dive on one side. Then the other side, he does a running tope con hilo, which looks absolutely beautiful. Page hits a powerbomb onto the apron, which is very nasty. Nese with a running shooting star press over the top to the floor. Yehai with a beautiful fisherman suplex. Nese deadlifts one arm into a buckle bomb. And you know, normally they buckle bomb, they hit the top part of the buckle. Well, Nese powerbombed him into the bottom buckle. It looked really, really nasty and really dangerous. Page then hits a slingshot into the ring, into a diamond cutter or an RKO, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And as he cuts Nese, he hits Yehai with a beautiful dropkick. Yehai hits an exploder into the buckle, which had a pretty nasty landing for Cade. Page then accidentally nails the ref, but obviously as Page is continuingly to try and become the good guy or the babyface, or the fuck terminology you want to use, he checks on the ref. As he does that, Page walks into Nese, who Nese hits a pump handle slam into a spiked Michinoku driver to get the win. And then after the match, Caleb Conley comes out. He cuts a promo saying he's going after Timothy Thatcher and the Evolve Championship and wants some competition. Tommaso Ciampa comes out, and then this leads to Tommaso Ciampa versus Caleb Conley. 3-star match, in my opinion. The 4-way, very good stuff. And Conley's promo itself wasn't actually that bad. I wish they had SoCal Val do the promo for, but I love the intensity that Caleb Conley brought to the table. It felt very old school, because if I've watched some 92 Rumble, and I was watching WrestleMania 6, so I talked about on this show on the WWE Network as I'm nodding off, and I'm seeing some of the promos that those guys were cutting back then, and the intensity was spiked times 10. And you look at the promos now, I mean, that's what made Jake Roberts so special. in my opinion, what made Jake Roberts, and please check out my thoughts on the Jake Roberts documentary. I did it last week. It's in the archives on KocoSports.net or ProWrestling.me, or just find it somewhere and just give it a watch. It was pretty emotional, actually. I only went 13 minutes. It's not very long. And it's just me talking about Jake Roberts, talking about Scott Hall, just giving my opinion on the documentary itself. And it really is a top-notch documentary. And I advise everyone out of there to go out of their way. That's one of those things that if you're not a fan of pro wrestling or sports entertainment, whatever the fuck you want to call it, you can still enjoy this film. Because it's it's one of those films that you could sit down on a Sunday after you have your roast. If you live in England, you have your roast, you sit down with your family and you put it on. And you like each other more because of it. So it was a 3-star match, great match, spot fest, got the crowd into it, good stuff. Then we had Tommaso Ciampa versus Caleb Conley. They brawl around the ring and the crowd, as you expect from a Tommaso Ciampa or a Tommy Tampa. There you go, there's a Coco shout out. And then Conley with his heel heat. This, I'm going to be honest, it kind of dull and boring. Ciampa then hits an air raid crash for 2. Conley with a gory special until Ciampa hits some of the best knee strikes in the business. Conley then hits a superplex as he goes down, though Ciampa hits an inside cradle for 2. Both men are down. Conley DVD for 2. Ciampa then hits a discus clothesline, turning Conley inside out. Ciampa with a suplex into the buckle, and Conley again with a nasty landing. These guys really are taking these buckle suplexes very hard. Ciampa with the Project Ciampa for 2 for a great near fall. Conley with a moonsault off the top to get the win. Huge win here for Conley. And if you didn't know, after every weekend, in case you didn't know, Evolve has weekends every 2-3 months. If you're new to Evolve and you're new to the WN experience, please just sign up and buy some of these shows because they're absolutely tremendous. Great quality. Also, this is one thing I didn't really talk about. The streaming quality from WWNLiveStory.com this whole weekend was absolutely great. And I'm going to give yourself a Barry Horowitz. Legit WN Live. Not once did it buffer. Not once did it go from the HD quality. The whole shows of that Evolve 53, 3.5 hours. Evolve 54, 3.5 hours. Evolve 55, 3 hours. All top-notch quality. World-class from a world-class company. Much respect. Thank you very much for the viewing experience. This was, again, another 3-star match. Very good. The heel heat, to me, was very dull. And again, as the original point I was trying to make is after every weekend, they have these Evolve Championship rankings. Conley there, the win over Tommaso Ciampa, must put him up there. Ciampa's been on a roll in NXT. He beat Ethan Page the night before in a great match. And I just think it's great stuff there. There's nothing wrong with it. And then you have Sami Callihan versus Zack Sabre Jr. before the intermission. This is a main event anywhere on the planet minus WWE. This could main event, Ring of Honor. This could main event, I wouldn't main event Impact. Could main event your indies anywhere, AAW, AIW, PWG, all those great indies. This could main event. And this one was, the storyline for this one is as last night or the previous night at Evolve 54, Callihan after their match, because obviously Callihan and Zack Sabre Jr. were tag team in the tag team tournament. Callihan spat at Zack Sabre Jr. and challenged him to a match. And what's great about this is the match got off to a fast start. So you're expecting with these to a technical clinic, but it didn't. It got off to a fast start. They exchanged some stiff as fuck strikes. And again, this just makes sense because the storyline is built on intensity, on hatred. Perfect. Bingo, dingo, wingo. Top fucking draw. Top stuff from 2 great performers. This is what pro wrestling's all about. It's telling stories, okay? We have 2 technical guys out here, but they're not being technical because it's part of the story and the storytelling that these guys are putting out there is absolutely incredible. And Callihan is slapping him, shouting, "Come on, you bitch." Zack then hits a bicycle kick. They then have an intense stare down where they slap and kick each other to death. Zack then starts working the arm. Callihan hits a suicide dive, immediately sells the arm because he's an incredible athlete, an incredible performer, and a great storyteller, and a great in-ring psychologist. Just great stuff. And then Callihan applies an Indian deathlock, now working Zack Sabre's leg. And then this is brilliant. Callihan exchanges strikes. He's working on Zack Sabre Jr.'s leg with the strikes. Zack Sabre Jr. exchanging strikes, working Callahan's arm. This is magnificent professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Magnificent. Jesus Christ. Zack then goes back to the arm. Callahan's selling very well. Zack then sat on Callahan's head, pulls the arms back. A very unique submission that I've never seen in my life. But again, working that body part. Methodically dissecting the body part. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 pros being pro wrestlers. Fucking give yourself more than Barry Horowitz. Give yourself a fucking anyone. Give yourself a John Cena. Legit, this is what professional wrestling is all about. 2 guys going out there, busting their ass off, enhancing the storylines, enhancing the story of the match itself. You have great commentary enhancing the story of the injured body parts. You have Callihan working the arm, Zack Sabre Jr. working that. Just magnificent. Just nothing more than magnificent. I'm honestly, this is what it's all about for me personally. Absolutely incredible. Oh, Callahan then hits a super kick to the leg because he's working the leg, and then hits a power bomb. They exchange some submission holds that work the respective body parts. Zack Sabre Jr. hits a double foot stomp to the arm off the top. Zack Sabre Jr. sells the leg as he lands. Fucking job, my son. That's what I'm damn talking about. Jesus Christ. So not only is he working the arm, he's selling his own body part. Absolutely great motherfucking job. Callahan then hits a Draper suplex, covers with the right arm because his left arm can't, because his left arm's being worked on. This is great. This is what wrestlers, if you're a wrestler out here and you're listening to the show, this is what you need to watch to become one of the best in the business, because this is what it's all about. Jesus Christ. Sabre then with a soccer kick. Sabre then applies the Kimura. Callahan counters that with a leg trapped spike tombstone for 2 for a great near fall, and Sabre did spike big time. Callahan then hits a ridiculous running forearm, which Sabre made look like $1 million to get the win. Great match, great effort from both men, great in-ring psychology. The body parts worked great. If you're not a fan of in-ring psychology when it pertains to your personal professional wrestling, it doesn't matter. There was enough spots in there with its unique submissions, with spike pile drivers, with insane forearm strikes. There was enough in there for you to still enjoy this match. But if you're like myself and appreciate the art form of pro wrestling and the art form of in-ring psychology, of methodically dissecting a body part and the wrestler working on it constantly and the wrestler selling it constantly, you will love this. In my opinion, this is a 5-star match. I have 4.5 written down there, but I'm so pumped about this. I want to watch this again. 5 stars, absolutely magnificent. I got it. That was awesome chant after the match ended. Damn right, and it damn right deserved it. That was absolutely nothing short of phenomenal. No pun intended on my boy AJ back there. But damn it to God, that was great. Even if you're not a fan of pro wrestling, I think you can enjoy that and respect the athletes, because they really worked hard. Like, they legit worked hard. Great match, and I'm expecting Callahan to be in the mix of the Evolve Championship come Evolve 56. By Jesus, it was intermission, so I'm going to take a break. I'm going to have a swig of drink for the working man before I blow a freaking gasket, because that was fucking phenomenal. And it's strange going on here being this passionate about a pro wrestling match, because normally I'm being passionate about how much it sucks. Jesus Christ, we've got 3 likes, no dislikes so far. That's fucking great. No live comments. Wow. Well, I made myself look like a dick. Jesus fucking wept. I know it's a strange time. It's 1:35 a.m., but normally we had live comments on the WWE Raw TV ratings. We had quite a lot, actually. We went about 10 minutes on the live comments just at the end of that show. Make sure you go back and watch that show if you listen to this on the archived. But damn it to God, that was a phenomenal match. Like, that was legit. That's what, when I say I'm a pro wrestling fan, that's the type of match I want to show someone. Not WWE's bullshit, propaganda, political correct shit. That's pro wrestling in its purest form, and it was fucking amazing. Swig a drink for Zack Sabre Jr., swig a drink for Sami Callihan. That was amazing. Speak of amazing, the amazingness continues. We have the Style Battle Round Robin Tournament Final. We have Matt Riddle versus Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. And you guys know, if you watch the Evolve 54 and the Evolve 53, I'm a mark for the name Hot Sauce. I find it very interesting, very intriguing, and I'm a big fan of it. Both these men are from Catchpoint faction, which is made of TJ Perkins, Drew Gulak, Matt Riddle, and Tracy Williams. They're kind of the different styles of pro wrestling all combined. And it's really hard to explain Catchpoint. So go to Evolve's channel, the Evolve YouTube channel. There's a mini documentary there on Hot Sauce Tracy Williams and Catchpoint themselves. That really brings you up to date. Gulak introduces both when he says former UFC superstar. The crowd boo. Good people. Good people. Gulak says make him proud and may the best man win. Riddle slaps him from the get-go. They exchange some stiff strikes. Hot Sauce with a crossbody off the top to the floor. Hot Sauce then jumps off the top, and in midair, Riddle hits an insane knee to the head. Really was good. Riddle then hits a gut-wrench suplex and a bridge fisherman buster. Beautiful stop. They exchange stiff strikes once again. Hot Sauce applies the octopus as Riddle escapes. They exchange again some stiff strikes as Riddle applies the Kimura, but Hot Sauce gets out of it with a tombstone. Absolutely ridiculous. Some great counters here. Riddle returns the favor, but this time hits a jumping tombstone, which got a holy shit chant. Hot Sauce then with an insane spiked pile driver for 2. Hot Sauce applies the crossface, really wrenches back. Riddle then applies the ankle lock, but William escapes by just kicking the shit out of his head. But Riddle holds on, and Hot Sauce taps out. This is a big upset. Upset. I'm going to be honest with you. I was expecting Source to get the win here because he's been on a roll at Evolve 54 and Evolve 53. I was expecting him to get the win and maybe advance to the Evolve Championship in some form, but they're giving the win to Matt Riddle. That's very strange. And you will no longer, if you watched Evolve 54, if you watched Evolve 53 reviews that I did respectively, I bashed Riddle to death. I legit bashed this guy like there's no tomorrow. If he blocked me, I would be happily accepted of it because I deserved it. I bashed this guy. But I tell you what, he went out there and he delivered with hot sauce. Tracy Williams, big fan of hot sauce. Tracy. If there's any hot sauce merch out there, I'd happily buy it because that's a great gimmick. Hot sauce. This is a great match. How many times in this show could I say great match? To make you thinking, if you're listening to this and you're just a fan of WWE, okay? If you're listening to this and you're just a fan of the WWE, there is alternatives out there that are out of this fucking world. Honestly, it's great. Like, I'm coming on here, I'm being passionate, I'm not burying anything, I'm putting the product over. Do you know how strange this is for me to come on here and put things over? It's a nice feeling. It's a very good feeling to be able to say, look, these guys went out there, they worked hard, the booking makes sense, the writing makes sense, everything makes sense, the crowd were into it, I was into it, it was great. It was great stuff. Props to both talents. Gonna be a sore day the next day, to be honest. Jesus Christ. Riddle then cuts a promo calling out the Evolve champion, Timothy Thatcher. Out comes Thatcher. Riddle then cuts a promo asking him for a Evolve Championship match at the next Evolve show. Thatcher accepts. This brings out Caleb Conley, who early in the night basically said he wants a championship match and Thatcher's avoiding him. Conley then comes out, he snaps and wants his title shot and slaps Thatcher quite a few times, actually, and pretty nasty, actually. Sami Callihan then comes out. Callihan then hits a bicycle kick on Thatcher and Dresser, and goes face to face with Matt Riddle. Hot Sauce then attacks Callahan from behind with a nasty spiked pile driver. Gulak cuts a promo, putting over Catch Point. Great match, great segment, just great stuff. And this again, this got me interested. Who's going to be the number one contender? We're going to get a number one contenders match at Evolve 56. We got Hot Sauce involved in the mix. We've got Timothy Thatcher, the Evolve champion. You've got Caleb Conley. You got Sami Callihan, Matt Riddle now. 5 men all involved in the Evolve Championship scene. But we know Evolve only do one-on-one matches and tag matches, obviously. So I'm very curious. Obviously, they do 4 ways at the beginning with I would say developmental or enhancement talent, but they're not really because they're all great workers. But guys who aren't as over, their last chance kind of gimmick. Sorry, that just made me chuckle. I was just picturing a conversation I had with someone from work about me using the term gimmick. Jesus Christ, I use that word so much. Like at work, just... Do you ever do that? Here's the question of the day. As you're a wrestling fan and you use wrestling terminology all the time, like, do you tend to use words like gimmick, call a spade, shoot, kayfabe all the time? Like, I catch myself doing it when I didn't even realize I'm doing it. It's so frustrating. But again, it made me interested, made me intrigued in Evolve 56, and it made me curious and made me want to follow the Evolve management Twitter machine. Until then, just great job. And it's so nice and refreshing to be able to come on here and put this over. It really is. And then we have a second chance tournament and number one contenders, basically. And this is a number one contenders match for the Evolve Tag Team Championship. It's elimination 4-way. We have the Bravado Brothers, which is Harlem and Lancelot Bravado, versus Team Tremendous, which is Dan Barry and Bill Carr, against TJ Perkins and Drew Gulak from Catch Point, versus Roppongi Vice, which is Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta. And Rocky Romero, I say this on every single show I see this guy in, he has a very crazy obsession with his theme song. Like, watch a Rocky Romero match. He comes out and goes, Roppongi, boom, boom, boom. Roppongi lights. Beretta on the side. No, Beretta on my mind. I'm like, oh my good Lord, Rocky Romero, you absolute fucking toilet. Honestly, absolutely. It makes me sad for him, but, you know, that's his gimmick. He sings his entrance music. Great gimmick. Then we have fucking hell, gimmick. Jesus, this is the gimmick show. Then we have Beretta. He's again using some Healy mannerisms. I touched on this in Evolve 54 and 53 review. And I'm not sure if that's where they're going. Are they going to do a split between Beretta and Romero? I don't know. I'm curious. But again, it's got me interested. Good job. Gulak and Berry then start off with an incredible roll-up exchange, and at least 10 variations of a roll-up, really top-notch stuff. And Perkins is so underrated, and honestly, when have you ever seen him botch anything in the ring? Like, you don't, because he's a constant professional and he's very good at his job. Team Tremendous then apply a double figure 4. Carr hits an incredible clothesline. Barry then hits a shooting star press off the top to the floor into everyone. Carr, who's a close to 300-pound man, hits a running flip over the top to the floor onto everyone. That gets a Team Tremendous chant. Tremendous then go for the Doomsday device, but instead of a clothesline, Barry hits a sliced bread, which is absolutely ridiculous, to get the win. That means, not to get the win, sorry, to eliminate TJ Perkins or Drew Gulak. Barry is now your face in peril. Makes sense because he's the smaller man wanting to make their tag to the big man, Bill Carr, who can get the hot tag. That makes sense. That's logical. Good psychology. Good storytelling. Harlem then hits a triangle moonsault to the floor. That's beautiful. Harlem then applies an electric chair as Lance hits a suicide dive. Absolutely insane again. Beretta then does the low blow. Roppongi Vibes hit the strong zero to eliminate the Bravado brothers. Again, Beretta getting the upper hand using dirty Healy tactics like a low blow when the referee's distracted. Again, Evolve using the referee to enhance the storyline, to enhance the characters, to make you want to punch a Beretta in the face, which is the purpose of this match, the purpose of Trent Beretta being at this weekend. It's just logical stuff. It's so simple. It's so fundamentally basic, yet it's so damn impressive. What it is because I'm expecting shit and they're giving me incredible, basics, but done very well. I'm pleased with this because WWE can't do the basics right. When WWE can't do the basics right, they can't do the fundamentals right, like they can't book a show, the wrestlers go out there, they're sloppy. Titus O'Neil versus Stardust that we've seen 2,000 times, Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose we've seen 2,000 times, and it's so refreshing to watch Evolve over the weekend and just really appreciate the fundamental basics of a wrestling match, a scientific wrestling match these guys are going out there and putting on. Jesus, it's nothing difficult. Barry's still your face in peril. Carl gets the hot tag. The big man clears house with the big boss man slam. Tremendous then hits a razor's edge into a reverse STO for 2. Carl hits a Canadian Destroyer, which is absolutely insane for a guy his size. Barry then hits a C4 off the top, which is a moonsault scoop slam off the top fucking rope, which still gets a 2. Tremendous then does the Doomsday device again, but instead of the clothesline, it's the sliced bread. That gets the win. Great match. Insane offense from Carl from a guy his size. Barry's absolutely incredible. After the end of this weekend, I'm now a huge Team Tremendous mark. I mean, every match they had this weekend was insane. Unbelievable. 4 stars. And just comprehend this, okay? Before the intermission, I gave a 5 stars for Sami Callihan versus Zack Sabre Jr. You come back from intermission, you have Hot Sauce, Tracy Williams versus Matt Riddle, 4.5. Now you have another 4-star match here with Team Tremendous, the Bravados, and Roppongi Vice and Catch Point. It's just great pro wrestling. There's nothing more to it. And these guys get a drink as well. Unbelievable. Oh, and it doesn't end there. As you have the main event for the Evolve Tag Team Championship. It's the final of this tournament, which has been building from Evolve 53 to Evolve 54 to Evolve 55. And here we go. We have Chris Hero and Tommy fucking End versus Drew Galloway and Johnny Gargano. And Johnny Gargano has the best theme music in the business. And it's very rare that I get a wrestler's theme song on my phone because it's pretty bent. In all due respect, everyone has that one wrestler's theme song on their phone. I don't care who you are, unless you're Coco, who doesn't have a smartphone because he's an imbecile. He needs to get a smartphone. We should set up a GoFundMe page to get Coco a fucking smartphone, because then he could be on his Twitter machine when he's on the go at work. Toilet. Anyway, the theme music is Don't Die Digging by The Graduates. I've even got it on my phone. It's fucking great tune. They brawl, though, from the get-go. They beat the shit out of each other all around the building. I mean, at one point, Galloway threw Tommy fucking End into the wall. That's insane. Gargano in the ring, though, applies a Gargano escape, but Heroes make the save. Hero then powerbombs Gargano into End, who hits a German suplex. That's ridiculous. Galloway's your face in peril until Gargano gets the hot tag. Gargano hits a slingshot spear. Galloway then hits a dirty tilt world backbreaker into the apron. Really was nasty. Gargano with the Liger off the apron to the floor. Galloway then hits a Gotch-style tombstone, which is basically you put your fingers over there like that and you drop them. Really nasty stuff. Hero and End then accidentally hit each other, and then they start exchanging some vicious stiff strike, but then stop, look at each other, and then beat on Galloway. Absolutely insane. That gets a very loud "This is awesome" chant. All 4 men hit a form of a kick or a discus kick or a clothesline or a slap or a strike. End then hits a deadlift German for 2, then hits an insane shotgun dropkick for 2. Gargano with the lawn dart. Gargano and Galloway both hit a feet shock DDT and both get a near fall. End and Hero then hit an insane knockout combination for 2 for another near fall. Gargano then hits a suicide dive into a DDT on the floor, which was incredible. And then Gargano applies the Gargano escape. End rolls him up for 2. End hits a filthy spin kick to the head. Gargano then applies the Gargano escape and Tommy fucking End taps out. So Johnny Gargano and Drew Galloway are your first ever Evolve Tag Team champions. They win the tournament to crown the very first Evolve Tag Team champions. This was a great physical match. They went out there. They did nothing more than kill each other. Unbelievable. These guys are going to be sore as fuck the next day after this weekend. I bet Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they had maybe not Friday. They had a well-deserved 4-day off because they went out there and they worked hard. All 4 stars, 4.5. I don't give a fuck what you give it. If you give it 4, I understand. If you give it 4.25, I understand. If you give it 4.5, I understand. I'm going to go in the middle, 4.25. Great stuff all night long. That was not a Rich Swann reference, but it was great. It was just magnificent to just sit there, relax, and just enjoy 3 hours of great professional wrestling without having to worry about bullshit writing, bullshit booking, bullshit storytelling, worry about a guy not selling a body part, because I don't have to worry about that. These guys are professionals. They're professional wrestlers. They go out there and they professionally wrestle. Jesus wept. I'm not asking them to be brain surgeons here. Oh, my arm's been worked upon the whole match. I'm going to sell the arm. It's not. It's just so fundamentally basic, but it's so damn good. Unbelievable. Great stuff. Go to WNLive.com and order the on-demand replay. Or watch it on the stream. How the fuck? Just watch it. There's over the weekend, okay? So I reviewed Evolve 53, Evolve 54, Evolve 55. It was a WN Live experience weekend, okay? I have 2 5-star matches alone from that weekend. Come on. This year, I've given 4 5-star matches, okay? 2 of them from Evolve, 2 of them from New Japan Pro Wrestling. The first one, New Japan Pro Wrestling, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the IC title. Secondly, Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Secondly, Evolve 53, Tommy fucking N and Chris Hero versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Sami Callihan. 5 stars. On this, Sami Callihan versus Zack Sabre Jr. It's this simple. Is there any WWE matches on that 5-star list? No. Do you know why? Because they are professional wrestlers who can't professionally wrestle. Okay, it's simple as that. They have a roster of incredible talents. Kevin Owens, Neville, Cesaro, Randy. If you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, you get my boy Randy Orton. You know, you got fucking AJ Styles in the mix now. You got Finn Balor. You got Sami Zayn. The list goes on and on of phenomenal pro wrestlers. No pun intended there, AJ Styles. And they just book them like shit. They write them like sacks of shit. That the storylines mean nothing because you're worried that WWE are going to ruin your favorite wrestler, which is not the point. You know, Evolve, I can sit there. I don't have to worry about my favorite wrestler looking like an idiot or you know, worrying about booking or writing because I know they're just there to wrestle. And that's all that matters. The only thing that matters in Evolve is the championship. That's what sport is all about. In sport, do you have guys at Manchester United talking about, you know, women? No, they care about the Premier League, the championship. That's all that matters. Championship. In pro wrestling, the sport, it's exactly the same. And that's what Evolve is as a sport. I was very entertained. This was a great show. This was a win, and they win. Great job, Evolve team. Great motherfucking job. If you were part of that Evolve lineup, you were part of the management, booking, committee, whatever the fuck they have, you should be damn proud of yourself because that was great. Honestly, top notch. 3 hours of just phenomenal pro wrestling. I advise everyone to get out of their way and watch that. That was magnificent. That makes me pumped, especially coming here and bashing Raws as we usually do. Jesus Christ. I'm going to see if we have any live comments. I'm not expecting to have any. We do have some live comments, which is strange. For us, it's Evolve review. You know, we don't get live comments on there. Oh, well, I'll take them. 3 likes, by the way. Thank you very much, everyone who's liked so far. Here we go. We got Ewok from Endor. Good to see you, buddy. I've not watched anything to do with Evolve Wrestling. I'll try to catch up over the next few days. Yeah, just even if like you don't have the money to dish out, you know, 30, 40 quid, or they're £15 on demand, so it's like £45 to dish out on Evolve Wrestling. A, you should. B, if you physically can't, then find a way to watch it. I'm not promoting pirating, but if you have to, go out of your way and watch it. Bubba Williams Maddle Kids says hi. Hi, how are you? I am Mikey Mike Ashman, but I'm just getting into the Evolve. I'm just getting onto Evolve 54. Evolve is one of those promotions responsible for the major changes in the pro wrestling scene. In this promotion brings new life to the North American pro wrestling. Yes, it does, and it's absolutely magnificent to watch every style imaginable they have. Thank you for the question. Ewok from Endor, I'm still catching up on Rev Pro's High Stakes. Yeah, I've got to check that out. I've generally got to check that out and give that a watch. And if there's, because obviously I pay for my Evolve, I pay for my WN Live, I pay for my W Network, I pay for my New Japan World. I tend to pay for TNA pay-per-views sometimes. So I kind of every now and then it's like, dude, I'm spending so much money on pro wrestling a month. It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna, is WWE real? Buy. I did. What the fuck? I'm not even talking about WWE, you imbecilic sack of shit. Fucking idiot. Oh. I am Mikey Mike Ashman. Changes, evolve, brings in that combat sports element. Love how they make a major deal with the clash of styles, no pun intended. Yes, that's the best part. That's the Sammy Callahan, Zack Sabre Jr. was 5 stars and out of this world. Ewok from Endor, Marty Skull's theme tune is awesome. Yeah, Marty Skull is just awesome in general. This is the last comment, but before I refresh, so this could be the last comment itself. I am Mikey Mike Ashman. I know they had a few W reps in the house with Triple H during these triple shots and double shot shows. What time do you think is going to get scouted out of these major Evolve shows? Firstly, Triple H was at Evolve 54. And the talents just went out there and busted. They worked really hard. And he wasn't at Evolve 55 because obviously it was the Rumble where he even won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But yeah, if I'm looking, okay, Tommy End has a really unique look, but he's a bit too unique. Roppongi Vice, no. Team Tremendous, no. They're great for indies, but they're not that style. TJ Perkins, and I could picture it in WWE, to be honest. I think he could go far. Caleb Conley and Anthony Nese for sure. I'm shocked they haven't been signed yet. Hot Sauce Tracy Williams, maybe. Zack Sabre Jr., no. Don't ruin Zack Sabre Jr. I'll fucking go over there into Vince McMahon's own house and beat the shit out of him. Sammy Callahan, obviously not. Ciampa, yeah, in NXT. Conley, fucking yes. Anthony Nese for fucking sure. Ethan Page, fuck yes. Ethan Page. Ethan Page is a great sports entertainer. He will be a great... You will look back in this show in 10 years' time, and this is the point where I tell you, Ethan Page will be a major WWE superstar. I hate using that term because they're pro wrestlers, but I always say on this show, if you build a professional wrestler from the ground up, you get Bobby Roode. If you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, you get Randy Orton. Ethan Page... tag team with Randy Orton, not Bobby Roode, honestly. But again, great question, and thank you for leaving questions. Make sure you leave comments in after the video airs. Quickly refresh the page, see if we have any more. With 4 likes up, here we fucking go, my son. Good to see. We have any more live chats? No, that's it. That's going to do it then for the Evolve 55 review. That's from KocoSports.net. That's KoCoSports.net. That's where the world goes to kick out, showing combat sports and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Also, pricing.me. Make sure you sign up. It's 110% completely free. Interact with the staff members there. Follow me on Twitter at LK Wrestling. I'll follow you back unless your family resembled to Dave Meltzer. That being said, I might be back for an Impact review, depending on if I kill myself after it or not. No, I'm checking. I might be back for an Impact review. It's just difficult reviewing Impact because of the fans' opinions on it. It's really difficult. We don't want to lose subscribers here. But anyway, it's been a great weekend of progress for Evolve. Even the Rumble was good. Monday Night Raw, first 2 hours were great. So as a whole, good momentum for pro wrestling heading into the Mania season, especially now as casual viewers will start to watch again. That being said, have a great Wednesday, and I'll catch your asses down the line.